Alright, it's your boy back again with yet another video. We're gonna talk about the Christmas Day matchup between the Pels and Miami Heat. This is an early game. This is, I believe, excuse me, the first game on the slate. It's 11 a.m. At least my time. So I don't know what that applies to you guys. As you know, I'm in Texas, so you guys can figure that out. But uh, so my pregame synopsis. This is my pregame synopsis video. Um, Also another blackout. So here's the thing. Miami did something interesting the other night. They started Tyler Hero at point guard. They started Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Jimmy Butler, Mo Harkless, and Bam Adebayo. Um, that's interesting, and I'm not sure if this is going to be a permanent thing or what. Um, because they don't really have a true point guard starting. So that's that to me is an interesting dynamic. But when we played them in the preseason, um, I know for sure Jimmy and Dragic didn't play, and I cannot remember if Hero started or not. But I know Bledsoe and JJ didn't play, and overall we stomped them out. We stumped out their core. Uh, but this is interesting. With Jimmy, Mo, and Bam and those guys. Um, because I think defensively, first of all, I think Lonzo's going to be great. Lonzo could guard literally 1 through 3 in this matchup. Uh, there's nobody 1 through 3 that he can't guard between Butler, uh, Duncan, and Tyler. He can easily guard all of them. Bledsoe, he's a little short, but I think he can impose his will on particularly Duncan and Tyler. And I'm not saying that because they're white. I'm saying that because they're not very physical. And so even though he's a little bit shorter, Duncan Robinson though is 6'7", so that could pose a problem. I wouldn't want Bled on him all game, but you know, I think he can get into them and make them uncomfortable, which is good enough. Even though they can shoot over him, um, but that's going to be an interesting dynamic. Um, Zion and Mo Harkless. Mo is a vet. He's a savvy vet. He's not going to be intimidated by Zion, and he's going to play him hard and physically. That's going to be interesting. Bi and Jimmy Butler. Y'all know who Jimmy is. Y'all know who Jimmy plays. Jimmy basically had a triple double, damn near averaged one in the finals against LeBron, and he was playing up to LeBron's level. You would have thought Jimmy was a top 5 player if you watched him in that finals. So we know what Jimmy's about. We know how his approach to the game. So him matching up with Bi is going to be interesting. Um, that is not going to be an easy matchup for him to win, even though he's taller. And I'm talking about Bi, but he's going to have to show up to the challenge. Bam versus Steven Adams is interesting. Um, Steven Adams obviously is stronger. He's taller, so he has that working for him. But Bam's versatility is off the charts. He's like more athletic Joker, honestly. But I don't think he has Joker's passing. I think his passing is good, but I don't think it's Joker level. And I'm not sure if his 3 ball is as good as Joker's either. But I think he's better in all other aspects of the game, defensively, and I don't think he's a good rebounding. I think that probably equals, if anything, with Joker having a slight lead. But I think he's black. He's Black Joker. um, Bam put up 25 and 10 the other night against Orlando when they matched up with them, and they got blown out in the fourth quarter. I didn't get to see that game, and I don't know if it was just Orlando just clamped them or if they got tired. I'll have to go back later and watch that game or watch highlights to see what it looked like. But they kept up with Orlando up until that last quarter when they got outscored 24-34. Um, the reason why I'm intrigued by that because I wonder if Miami didn't have their legs under them or if they got worn out because some of their guys played a lot of minutes. Um, Jimmy played 36 minutes. Uh, Bam played like 35 minutes. I think Tyler Hero played like 34. If those guys were getting worn down, then that's an advantage to the Pelicans because I think we're better conditioned than them right now. And not only do I think we're better conditioned, I think if Lonzo decided to play at a faster pace, it's just going to wear Miami down. That's an advantage you have. Now, Dragic gave them like 20 off the bench and stuff, and they got like Kelly Olynyk and a couple of other good pieces off that bench, like Kendrick Nunn, Andre Iguodala, and I think they drafted someone named like Piachui or something like that. Forgive me if I'm butchering his name, and if you see that video, man, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Um, but they got a pretty nice bench overall. Um, I think our bench is comparable to theirs ish. It's like I think they have way more experience. I think Dragic is easily the best player off the bench uh, on either team, and it's not even close. It like to me, it's not even close. Like Kelly Olynyk, I think is probably the next best player, and then after that, I would argue Josh Hart and JJ Redick and maybe No are right there with them. And then that's before you get to Andre Iguodala. So the two best players coming off the bench are definitely going to be on Miami side. But I think after that, you get like the next three best players are probably on the Pels. Um, but even with that being said, I think our benches are overall equal in terms of total strength. Um, So the bench is going to cancel the matchup. Like I think this game is going to be decided by because it's like Miami Heat match up so well against us. This game may be decided by who gets the last run. Like this game might be decided by who gets the last run and how well Bledsoe and Lonzo can take Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson out of their game. That's probably where I think that's where I would bet my money is Lonzo and Bledsoe's combined defense on Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. Because I think for as difficult as a matchup as BI is going to have against Jimmy Butler, I think he can rise to the occasion and match him and match his production. Zion, I think, can win his matchup against Mo Harkless. I don't think it's going to be easy. And I think Steven Adams can do his best to neutralize Bam Adebayo. But if Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson start going off early, all bets are off. All bets are off. Because at that point, they're going to open up so much floor for everybody else. Bam, like, that team is going to fly or go as far as Tyler Hero's ceiling takes them. And some of the his game has gotten better. Some of the shots he's taking now are, especially off the dribble, are really good. You really have to guard him now. Um, like I think we was just thinking last year the league anyway. I think the league was just thinking he was just some kind of like elite like Klay Thompson 3 and D comp without maybe the D, but now he's more of a he can shoot off the dribble kind of guy for sure. And so he can run the pick and roll, and he has some tools. He has some little things about him that make his game unique. And it's gonna be up to Lonzo and Bledsoe to guard them. Uh, if I'm staying, I probably put Lonzo on Duncan Robinson to start, just because 6'7" versus 6'1". I really don't like that matchup with Bledsoe. So I put Lonzo, who's 6'6", 6'7", on Duncan Robinson, and tell him don't let him get a shot off. Take Duncan Robinson out of the game. Um, and then Bledsoe is like 4 inches shorter, but that's a little bit closer. And I think because Tyler can run a pick and roll now, you put Bledsoe on him and let that veteran take him out of his game. Uh, Tyler's in his second year, and even though he has some tricks, I don't think he has enough to stop an experienced vet like Bledsoe. Even with the size disadvantage. So I put Bled on Tyler, and I mark him the entire game. Lonzo has to get Duncan Robinson because of size. Uh, Now, Lonzo in this matchup is key because even though he's not as tall as Bam or Mo, if they have to switch, he's decent. He'll be okay to hold Mo for a couple seconds till the help comes. This is why tall point guards like Lonzo are a godsend because they're not completely, you know, tore up if they have to play um, the forwards. They have the forward build body wise to some degree. They have a wings build. And so Lonzo can deal with or guard a lot of them, and he's okay. If you put someone like Kemba Walker out there, and I use Kemba because Kemba's like 6 foot, maybe even 5'11". If you put someone like Kemba out there, it's like it's no good. He's like you have to commit help immediately. Lonzo can sit back and deal with them in a post. They're gonna do that little. They're gonna back him up one bump, two bumps. You got time to get there. Lonzo can hold his ground. So Lonzo's defense is going to be. I think Lonzo's defense is going to dictate this game, and I don't have any questions he's going to be aggressive. So I'm not worried about him on offense. It's really the concern for me is not the Pels offense. I think the offense is going to be fine. I'm not worried about their offense. It's their defense. Because if Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero goes off, this is Splash Brothers 2.0. And if you got Splash Brothers 2.0, Black Joker, and then you got Jimmy Butler, and then you got that Pitbull Mo Harkless, that is a lot. Like, they got a nice little mix in the starting lineup of veteran presence and youth. And it's kind of like the Pels. We got nice little veteran presence and youth. Like, we literally match up extremely well. It's interesting, like how the first game is against Toronto, a veteran kind of team who got like some vets and some youth mixed in. And now we got Miami, who's got some vets and some youth mixed in. Now, I don't know what the next game is after this. I have to go take a look. But, you know, so far the games have been fairly equal in power level. So again, I think this game is going to be carried by Lonzo's defense on those guys. Really, Lonzo and Bledsoe, but Lonzo's defense on those guys is going to dictate how this game turns out. Um, Again, I'm interested in seeing how they play them. I expect to see a lot of hedging on pick and rolls. Uh, I expect the thing is they want to contain Duncan Robinson. I mean Tyler Hero, but they may run Duncan out of pick and roll. I doubt it, but I expect to see a lot of contain on them. So, for those of you who don't know, hedging is a concept where when they do the pick and roll, both players, so let's just say it's Lonzo's on Tyler Hero, right? Or matter of fact, let's just say it's Bledsoe because I said I wanted him guarding him. Let's say I put Bledsoe on Tyler Hero, and then Bam comes to set the pick and roll. He comes to set the pick. Steven Adams is gonna go and immediately advance to the other side of Tyler Hero where he would try to roll to, and Lonzo is going. It's basically like it looks like a trap. Um, and Lonzo is gonna stay on like the left side. So in the pick and roll, Bam is gonna come up to the right of Lonzo to screen him. What Adams is gonna do is he's gonna come to that right side beside Bam to cut off Tyler, and Lonzo is gonna sit there and stay right there behind him or to the side, the left side of Tyler. And so Bam may opt to roll, but now Steven Adams can get back on Bam, and they've contained Tyler. They blow it up. It stops Tyler from taking his 3-pointer. He's not going to get a good shot. And I don't think he's a good enough passer out that pick and roll to get Bam the ball consistently, especially if they hedge him. So if they can take that away, he's now a little bit less effective. So I expect to see a lot more hedging in this game of Tyler Hero in the pick and roll. I expect to see some Jimmy in the pick and roll too. Jimmy is a vet, so I don't think you hedge him. I don't think you respect his three ball as much. I think you respect a little bit more of his mid range, so I expect to see a little bit more drop coverage for him. But I'm definitely looking to see how the Pels respond. Are they going to come out lethargic again? You know, they shouldn't have the jitters. But here's the thing: this is an early morning game. All right, this is when they would normally be at practice. So a lot of things are going to be telltale signs that they get enough rest. Between yesterday and today. With the length of practice yesterday, how long they practiced, how they recovered. You know, are they have the energy for this game? I'm going to be looking to see a lot of that stuff. I'm going to be looking to see Stan. Stan, matter of fact, said some interesting things. Like he didn't really make them change their game plan or adjust, and he was basically saying he let Bi basically do his thing. He just let the guys do them. He didn't make too many adjustments in the halftime. He just basically told those guys to, hey, play the game, just execute better. So I'm gonna be interested to see how Stan and them play this. And Miami was a team he coached for a little bit, so they know of Stan's style. So I don't think they're gonna be as surprised. Um, and as the tape comes out, there's gonna be more and more to break down. But there was some defensive breakdowns in that last game for sure. The Pels cannot afford them this game. Um, Ultimately, like I said, this game is going to come down to guard play. I think at the end of the day, um, if we shut down their guard play, I think the Pels win this convincingly. But if we can't shut down their guard play, I think we're going to have a much tougher time on our hands. A much tougher time. I'm not going to give a score because a game like this is a little too hard to predict, and it could go either way. I could see them both scoring under 100. I could see them both scoring over 100. I could see a score like yesterday where it was like 113 to 99. I could see a game where it's like 104 to 107, which is what it was for. It was some team that had 104 to 107. I know Orlando beat them 113 to 107. Orlando beat Miami that score. I don't think this is going to be a game where they go like to 120. Um, yeah, I don't see that. Um, I and this game is too. I wouldn't I wouldn't place bets on this game. Uh, if there was going to be a game the Pels lose, it would be this one. Because honestly, that starting lineup, like they got weapons all over the court, and the starting lineup sans Mo Harkless. Like he's the weakest player, but even then he's a pit bull. And I line up the most. I don't know who you would say is the least offensively gifted right now, because hell, even Lonzo can. Lonzo showed last game like he can hoop, like he can really hoop, he can shoot, he can score. So it might be the least offensive gifted, maybe Steven Adams, and even still, like there's no stopping him in the paint. So you know, um, again, I like if we're gonna go down and just talk matchups, um, even though they're gonna say Lonzo Tyler Hero, um, I think Bledsoe will be on him. But if we're talking Lonzo Tyler Hero, I think I'd put my money that Lonzo gets the better of that matchup. Duncan Robinson would get the better of the Bledsoe matchup. I think and that's the other thing. How they're gonna guard them? I literally think they put Mo on Zion. So it'd probably be Bi Jimmy, even though I could see them switching that. Bi Jimmy, it favors Jimmy. I'm not even gonna front. It favors Jimmy. Um, Mo versus Zion favors Zion only a little though, because like I said, Mo plays hard and he's a vet. And then I think Steven Adams is not the better player, but I think he matches up well against Bam. Um, so that one I'm leaning Adams, but I'm not leaning it because he's a better player. I'm leaning it because I think he could guard him extremely well. Uh, so the advantage is the Pels, but it's really too tight. It's really too close. Um, and this is the problem I had with them not playing Jimmy and Dragic. Um, and then there's Dragic off the bench who is going to cause problems. So it's if we start to lose this game, it's going to be when we sub out Steven Adams and bring in Jackson Hayes, and it's when Jackson Hayes has to guard Kelly Olynyk. I think because Kelly Olynyk can space the floor, I think that's when we're going to have problems because you're forcing Jackson Hayes to have to make decisions in a game on rotation, on defense, when to step off Kelly, when to go help. He's not there yet. He's clearly not there yet. And if I'm Miami, I look to get Kelly Olynyk in on Jackson Hayes as much as possible. If you're down, that's the matchup you play to get you back in the game. Um, I'm down on Jackson Hayes stock right now. If you guys couldn't tell, I'm down on Jackson Hayes stock. I'm still high on the Kill Alexander Walker stock. I'm still buying, but Jackson Hayes stock has gone down for me. I've just seen too many things that irritate me right now with him. Uh, and you guys should know that by my other video. but yeah, this is gonna be a hot one. Uh, I can't wait to see what happens. Hopefully Pels get the W. Um, I hope they don't start off sucking today. I think they should be a bit more comfortable, so it shouldn't be as bad. But if anything, I could see them playing low energy because of how early the game is. So we'll see what happens. It's your boy. Y'all have a good day. Peace.